Okay, so new day. I couldn't finish the leveling kit like I wanted to yesterday, and I'll explain that here in a minute. But what you're seeing now is a nice carport tent I got, and the reason I put it up today is because it's supposed to rain, and I am not willing to slow down or stop this project. So I got it erected here and being prepared. It's not supposed to rain for, several hours, but we'll be ready. So the reason I didn't finish yesterday's project, let's get on to that. As I showed you guys, the spacer is in over here, and for the most part this is almost ready to go back together and whatnot. Not quite yet, but almost. The reason I didn't finish yesterday, there's the reason. That is a piece of my old coil spring, busted right at the top, which I guess I should have known, because there was always a little bit of slag on this side. It was always kind of leaning by, I don't know, like an inch on this side. So had to stop yesterday, in which I was pissed, and I called everybody around here, trying to find, someone that can get me the coil spring. And turns out the only one that could get it was the dealer themselves, and surprisingly enough, they were the cheapest and the fastest. I ordered it yesterday, brand new. Tax and everything was $130 for a new one. And not even 24 hours it was here. So that's impressive. And there it is. There's the new one. Just got it this morning. Getting ready to put it in here. Yeah. Boy, these projects. You think you got it all together, and something just fucks up and you can't finish it. Boy, it pisses me off. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started here, and we'll see what happens next. Okay, so I'm in the process of putting the coil spring up in there so that I can press it down with that bottle jack down there. And the reason I'm doing this is because it's a real bitch to tighten down these coil compressors. And while I'm sitting here doing this, cranking on these compressors, I've already got the jack up to compress the spring. I thought I might share a little trick with everyone, because not everyone is extremely experienced. I know I'm not, but there's a little trick I can probably share along with those who are having trouble tightening these coil compressors down. Okay. Now, once you're up in here and you got your wrench, and it's just kind of a bitch to turn that, you see there? What you can do is you can go and get another wrench. Any size, doesn't matter. The longer it is, the better. And what you do is you get it on there, you take your other wrench, you stick it right in the hole. That way it gives you a longer lever. And of course, you're not supposed to drop your tools, but shit happens. But, see how easy that was? It sure beats trying to do this by hand. That's kind of slow. So, like I said, put your first wrench on, stick the one with the hole, stick that around the other, and then nice quick turn. Just a little tidbit for those who, don't do these kind of things very often. And other than that, everything's going pretty easily so far. Just got to get these tightened down to a point where the coil is compressed enough that I can drop down this axle. And once I can drop down the axle here, I will go ahead and slip up this spacer up in there. Alright, See you guys in a little bit. Okay, so we got the leveling kit on both sides now. Got the new spring in there. Got everything tightened down, reattached, shocks, everything. The only thing really left to do now is put on the tires. And when I put on the tires, I use holy shit, what is it called? Never Seas. I put Never Seas on the lugs. That way they're not a complete bitch to take off again. So, yeah, slow process, but it was worth it. And while I was doing that, my adapter came in for the transmission, so I can do the gauges as well today. So 2 projects, 2 days. So once I get that all put back on, I'm actually going to go ahead and return these coil compressors because I don't want to keep them any longer because I am renting them and they are holding my money. So as long as I take them back and they're in the same condition I borrowed them in, I get my money back, which is good because it was like somewhere between $60 and $80 to rent. But yeah, time to put the tires back on. Okay, so tires are back on each side and all the lugs are tightened down just by hand. And yeah, it's time to get it torqued down to the proper spec, which for the 2003 3500 is 145 foot-pounds. And as soon as we do that and put the caps back on and whatnot, we'll do a wide angle view and I'll show you just how nice and level this truck is now. Oh yeah, look how nice and level that sits. It would not look like that before. Some 35s on that, it looks sweet. Let's get a little closer here. Look at that. Oh, looks good. Okay, so now that the tire is back on, everything's torqued down properly, and please, if you do, fuck with your tires, take them off, please put them back to the proper torque specs and check them within 24 hours or within 100 miles. Pick one, doesn't matter, recheck your torque. And, alright. Now it's time to move on to the next project and check in here in a little bit. Okay, so I'm attempting the gauges again right now, and I'm having a little bit of a hard time. The reason being that, well, Extreme Diesel Performance is a piece of shit. That's the basic reason why. I've got the pyrometer down there. It's hooked up. That's that yellow wire you see right now. I got that going on for the boost gauge. I got them both running through that hole right down there, if you can kind of see that. That's also the hole where my power wire and remote wire go through for my subs. Okay, I'm coming up through here. See if you can see that back there. There's that hole routed up around the dash. Comes through here. I'm currently trying to... Someone just honked at me. That was cool. Trying to hook them up to these gauges here. And I would already be done by now, but that piece of shit fucking company called Extreme Diesel Performance did not supply me with a complete kit. This is everything you see is basically what I got. I got these 3 gauges. I got the tube. I got this yellow wire, this wire connected to the gauge already, and a few small other pieces, and some that I don't even fucking need. What they don't supply would happen to be the 18 gauge power wire that most of this shit goes to, or the expandable fuses that this shit gets hooked up fucking through. So I'm just I'm so pissed I spent that money through a company who claims to be such a great fucking company and all this other bullshit, and they're the best, da, 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 da. No, they fucking blow balls. Sorry, a little pissed. But anyhow, I had to run out to AutoZone, pick up 18 gauge wire, expandable fuses, just a couple odds and ends, like, things that should have been with the kit. It says it's a complete kit. The shit should be with it. Piece of shit fucking company. Anyhow, so I got that going on. Starting to get a little bit dark out now, and the rain's supposed to be coming. And as we climb under the truck here, if you look up there, you see that piece of metal that's nice and shiny and doesn't look like it really belongs there? Well, that's the adapter for the transmission. Now, I want to make something very clear here. Those bronzish pieces of metal, this one and that one, came with this kit. That other piece of silver metal back here, that steel, that's an adapter I had to buy from a better company called Glow Shift Gauges. I had that bitch overnighted here so that I can get this done. And I still can't get it done because the fucking piece of shit company I originally bought this shit from can't supply a complete kit. So I'm running late here and it's just not coming together. I cannot express how pissed I am about this. But I got that going on. I gotta run a wire through here that I had to go and buy separately from this fucking kit. And then I gotta route it up through the engine and whatnot and so forth. And I gotta do a bunch of splices so that all this shit works. And I don't even know if I'm gonna get that done tonight because worked midnight last night. Been working on this all day. It's like, I think 7 o'clock or so. So I'm pretty tired, and the fact that that's pissing me off is just draining me of energy. So, don't know if I'll get this done tonight, but when I do get it done, I will, of course, update everyone and show everyone how I did it and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's about it for tonight. Not everything I wanted to get done. I'm still happy that this thing is nice and level. I mean, it looks sweet. So, yeah, that's it for now. Any subscribers, love them. That button's usually right about there. Comments usually right about there. And the like button right about, I think it's about there. So, but let me know what y'all think. If you got a comment, criticism, or you want to be a troll and tell me how queer I'm doing this job, I don't care. Just hit me up. And fuck Extreme Diesel Performance. See you later, guys.